Mythology has long inspired artists to explore the realms of fantasy, passion, tragedy, and heroism through their paintings. The mythical figures of ancient stories have provided a rich visual language for centuries. Through painting, these legends are not only preserved but brought vividly to life in color, form, and imagination. Painters from the Renaissance to the 19th century used mythological subjects to explore human nature and divine drama. Their works invite us to step into another world, one filled with beauty, danger, and meaning beyond the mortal realm. In this video, I have created a list of 10 extraordinary mythological paintings, each a visual interpretation of a legendary tale. Number 1. The Birth of Venus by Sandro Botticelli. Painted in the mid-1480s, this iconic work captures the moment Venus, the goddess of love, emerges from the sea on a shell. Botticelli draws from classical mythology and Neoplatonic philosophy, blending sensual beauty with spiritual symbolism. Venus stands in an impossible pose, graceful and elongated, embodying an idealized form rather than physical reality. The wind gods Zephyrus and Aura blow her toward the shore while a nymph waits to clothe her. The delicate use of line and the soft color palette give the painting a dreamlike, graceful quality. This image of divine birth became one of the most iconic paintings ever created during the Renaissance. Number 2. The Triumph of Galatea by Raphael. Completed around 1512, this fresco celebrates the sea nymph Galatea, riding a remarkable shell chariot drawn by dolphins. The painting captures the moment of Galatea's triumph after escaping the lustful Cyclops, Polyphemus. Raphael masterfully composes swirling figures and creatures in motion, surrounding Galatea in a vibrant, joyful dance. Her body forms a graceful curve, and this draws you to the painting's energetic center. The myth's violent origins are replaced here with harmony and celebration, elevating Galatea to divine status. The fresco is a brilliant example of high Renaissance art and can be found in the historic Villa Farnesina in Rome. Number 3. The Abduction of Europa by Titian. Painted in the early 1560s, Titian depicts the dramatic moment when Zeus, in the form of a bull, carries off the mortal Europa. It's a magnificent work of art as it captures Europa's fear and confusion as she clings to the bull, looking back at her companions. Titian was one of the greatest masters of the 16th century, so he surely knew how to enhance the emotional intensity. This work exemplifies the Venetian Renaissance emphasis on color, drama, and sensuality. Number 4. Landscape with the Fall of Icarus by Pieter Bruegel the Elder. This painting offers a unique take on the myth of Icarus, whom you have probably heard of before. He's the guy who flew too close to the sun and fell into the sea because his wings melted. Unlike typical heroic depictions, Icarus is barely visible, his legs just disappearing into the water in the lower corner. The focus is on everyday rural life, with farmers, ships, and a vast landscape taking center stage. The truth is that Bruegel critiques human indifference to suffering, as no one notices or reacts to Icarus' tragic fall. Like most of Bruegel's paintings, this work is both understated and profound, offering a quiet reflection on mortality. Number 5. The Triumph of Bacchus by Diego Velázquez. Also known as the Drunkards, this painting merges myth with realism in the typical Velázquez style. Bacchus, god of wine, crowns a mortal with ivy as a group of Spanish peasants gather around. The divine and the mundane coexist here, with Bacchus portrayed not as an ethereal deity, but as a tangible figure. The composition blurs the line between mythological allegory and everyday celebration, which I find quite amusing. Also take note of Velázquez's use of detail and naturalistic lighting to humanize the mythological subject. Number 6. Venus and Adonis by Pieter Rubens. This Baroque masterpiece shows the goddess Venus trying to prevent her mortal lover Adonis from going to his death. Painted in the 1630s, the scene is full of movement, passion, and rich emotional tension. Venus pleads with Adonis, her body curved toward him, while he strides forward, unaware of his fate. The hunting dogs and weapons hint at a tragic end, as Adonis will soon be killed by a boar. Rubens' dramatic style and vibrant palette literally bring this myth to life. Number 7. A Dance to the Music of Time by Nicolas Poussin. Painted in the 1630s, this allegorical work depicts four figures dancing in a circle, accompanied by Father Time playing a lyre. Above them, the hours and Apollo in his chariot signify the passing of time and the turning of the heavens. The dancers likely symbolize stages of life: poverty, labor, wealth, and pleasure, in an endless cyclical rhythm. Poussin blends classical myth and moral philosophy in a tightly controlled, harmonious composition that still baffles art historians today. Number 8. Hylas and the Nymphs by John William Waterhouse. This 1896 painting tells the story of Hylas, a companion of Hercules, lured into a spring by water nymphs. The nymphs are depicted as being identical, surrounding Hylas with hypnotic beauty and serenity. Waterhouse's use of soft textures and luminous tones give the scene a dreamlike, almost trance-like quality. Hylas's doomed fate is conveyed without violence, only the stillness of the water and the nymph's unbreaking gaze. It remains one of the most hauntingly romantic works of Victorian mythological painting, which is why it's one of my favorite Waterhouse paintings. Number 9. Narcissus by Caravaggio. This late 1590s painting shows Narcissus gazing at his own reflection, captivated by his own beauty. Caravaggio uses strong chiaroscuro and minimal background to focus all attention on the figure and his mirror image. I find that the circular composition reinforces the idea of self-obsession and entrapment. The painting is a stark and powerful interpretation of the myth in which Narcissus falls in love with his self-image. Caravaggio, a pretty peculiar character himself, emphasizes psychological depth and the dangers of vanity. Number 10. Nymphs and Satyr by William-Adolphe Bouguereau. Completed in 1873, this painting depicts four graceful nymphs playfully pulling a reluctant satyr into a forest stream. If you want to see some of the most polished works of art in history, then the oeuvre of Bouguereau will likely satisfy you. Bouguereau's classical technique and wonderful finish give the scene a mythic yet highly sensual quality. The contrast between the soft, luminous bodies of the nymphs and the dark, shaggy satyr only heightens the tension. Despite the light-hearted tone, the painting explores themes of temptation, mischief, and primal instinct. The flawless anatomy and elegant composition reflect Bouguereau's academic mastery and romantic imagination. Unfortunately, Bouguereau's style didn't remain popular in the late 19th century. It's hard to believe, but this painting once hung at the bar of the Hoffman House Hotel in New York City. It was removed there in 1901, only to be forgotten in a warehouse until 1942. Luckily, today it serves as one of the greatest attractions at the Clark Art Institute in Williamsburg, Massachusetts. And in my opinion, it's one of the greatest modern mythological paintings ever completed.